Hey there, everybody. This is Kristin from Teaching Balance, and I am here with you with this week's mindfulness meditation practice. And we are continuing in the month of May, and for May 2021, the Teaching Balance theme is inspired by a book called Burnout. Big fan of this book. I've learned a lot. I'm really enjoying it. And the theme itself is completing the stress cycle. I'm not going to recap all the ones that we've done before because I've been recapping them and I feel like, you probably have that pretty locked in. But I do want to talk about what this week's technique or approach for completing the stress cycle is. And the overarching concept is the idea of physical affection. Now, the authors, get more specific, and I'll talk to you more about that in a moment, but just general physical affection. So that can be with, obviously, like a family member, it could be with a partner, it could be with a pet, wherever you're having that physical connection where there's this sense of like affection and sort of like warmth, not just, temperature warmth, but, real warmth. That will be a very useful approach to completing the stress cycle. So obviously, just taking a nap with your cat on your belly is one way to do it, which actually sounds delightful, even though I'm allergic to cats, but that would be fun. And the more specific physical affection techniques that the authors suggest in the book, one is related to hugging. And so I think it's really interesting that they really just brought it down to something so precise. What they describe is something called the 20-second hug. So the 20-second hug obviously needs to be with someone that you feel very comfortable with and, are cool with this kind of like extended amount of affection and contact with. And it's funny because on the one hand, 20 seconds might seem sort of fast, but I've been practicing and it is an extended hug without question. And their rationale is, if you can have a 20-second hug with someone, this is clearly someone who you feel a sense of trust and connection to. And that just all the more helps you to complete the stress cycle. So when you come home from a stressful day, or just are even at home dealing with something that is particularly challenging, if you want to really keep from escalating or elevating physiologically, or bring yourself back down if that's already occurred, the 20-second hug apparently really does the trick. Now, for those of us in more romantic partnerships, this can go even further, and I'm not going to go where you think I'm going to go. Although I did think about that, and then I don't even remember if they mentioned that in the book. I didn't write it down. But the other very specific thing that they reference that I'd like to share with you is what they call the six-second kiss. And so the idea is that you are kissing your partner for 6 seconds, which also seems very fast. But upon, experimenting and practice, because, I do these things for you folks, it is a long time, actually. And so that also is one that is another way to conclude the stress cycle. So any sort of physical affection is good. And if you really want to up your affection game, the invitation for this week is to see if you can make it to 20 seconds with your hugging or 6 seconds with your kissing. So I'll leave it there. Let's go ahead and do our 10-minute meditation. Hopefully you won't be thinking too much about hugging or kissing. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to roll my shoulders back and just do a quick posture check-in. Of course, if you are just not feeling like sitting upright today for this practice, that's fine. But I always invite you to try to bring that more traditional meditation posture to your practice more often than not. Sitting in a way where your shoulders are rolled back, That opens up the chest, and that your vertebrae are stacked one upon the other, which is supportive, useful for deeper breathing, which we will get to momentarily. It really just helps you to maintain that quality of alertness, but a relaxed alertness, not a tight vigilance or anything like that. We want to be relaxed, but we also want to be awake and alert so that we are present to our experience for these 10 minutes. If you haven't already, taking a few of those deeper breaths. And allowing yourself just to settle in. Feel what it feels like to drop into your body. Feeling your hands, the support of the chair or cushion or whatever is beneath you. Feeling the air on your skin. So for whatever reason, I'm finding myself really drawn to the resting my awareness on the body. So that's where I'm going to go today. If you'd like to rest your awareness on the breath or sounds, you're more than welcome to. But I'm very interested in the temperature of the air right now. And how the tops of my hands are feeling. The palms are resting on my legs. And you can be that specific with what part of the body you rest your attention on, or it can also be your body in its entirety. It's up to you. Checking in and noticing where your attention is right now. Wherever it may be, it's not a problem. I just want to do those check-ins in case the mind has wandered. Just bringing it back. No big deal. Remembering that when your mind inevitably does wander, the noticing that has wandered is the actual mindfulness bicep curl. You've heard me say that before. The noticing that the mind has wandered is what strengthens your self-awareness, your mindful self-awareness. So remember, it's an opportunity, not a problem. And if it's interesting to you in the minute or so that remains, with a quality of playfulness and lightness, just see if you can hold your awareness until we hear that final bell. It's about a minute. So let's play with that. Again, not trying too hard or efforting too much. Just rest. All right, that is our 10 minutes. And just as a reminder, your invitation this week is to explore physical affection as your approach or technique to completing the stress cycle. I don't know why this is cracking me up so much. It is though. So I'll just leave it at that. And as always, thank you so much for taking this time for yourself. And thank you for allowing me to accompany you on this journey. And I hope you have a good week. I'll see you next week. Bye.